I'm about to stream live on Wall Street sizing up. Let me get the stream. There we go. This is Wall Street sizing up. Stock market news today. Well, the March 15th, 2021 year of our low. Markets were a little crazy today. We'll start with TradingView here. Give it to you straight. S&P was up 25, NASDAQ was up 145 as we speak, and the Dow Jones was up 178. But here's the deal. Look at the chart on these things. I mean, the last hour or two of trading straight up. So got some really good news, stimmy checks, whatever, in the mail, going out. Pretty interesting stuff. Before we get to that, I want to look at the 10-year Treasury note and the yield. Seems to be holding steady at 1.6. That's the good news today. In fact, it was a little bit down, a couple basis points. But the S&P ended at a record high on Wall Street. Wall Street climbed on Monday with the S&P closing at a record high as investors awaited cues from the Federal Reserve this week. Amid caution over rising borrowing costs and spurred by financial fiscal stimulus, most of the 11 major S&P index sectors rose, led by utilities and real estate. And here's what you need to know. At the end of the Fed's two-day meeting on Wednesday, policymakers are expected to forecast the U.S.'s economy that will grow to in 2021, its fastest rate in decades, while reiterating their dovish stance on foreseeable future rate increases. 10-year on the benchmark 10-year Treasury we just looked ticked lower to 1.6. We just saw it, a 13-month peak of 1.64. Spooks, and it's so close to that type of basis point move spooks investors that much. But that's right where the S&P dividend yield is. That's kind of the way I see it. That's what I've been told. It's what I've read. It's economics. So, all right. That said, let's move on. We got to go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin it did hit an all-time high this weekend. I'm sure you already read that. I'm sure CNBC's already reported that. We're just the quick bites, the quick news. You probably won't see on CNBC, but some of it you will, and this is one of them. So it did hit 61. It got really close to 62 as well, or on its way to 62. It's right at 56, 57 right now. So there's our Twitter page with our alerts that we send out every day. They are 24 hours old, but it is hedge funds that are sizing up and their positions. And first up is going to be Yellen. I cannot get this off the screen, but Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is pushing a global minimum tax on multinational corporations in order to help pay for President Biden's domestic agenda. She's working with international policymakers to coordinate on the initiative. So, a global minimum tax on all multinational corporations. I don't know how you really put that together. Clearly, she's got a plan. Clearly, she's smarter than me. So, we'll leave that up to that sexy beast. All right. Next up, we got China. Our favorite subject. They're always in the news. But this time, I think they're actually doing something good. China has asked Alibaba to divest its media holdings, which include its 30% stake in social media site Weibo and its stake in popular English newspaper in the Hong Kong South China Morning Post, which is the most influential newspaper in China, just so you know. On Friday, the Chinese government also penalized several tech companies for not obtaining deal approvals. Following the penalty, Tencent's market cap fell 62 billion as investors anticipate further government crackdowns. I wonder why the CCP is cracking down now. If you know, please let me know. I would like to really find that out. I just don't. Why do they pick now? Is it Biden? Is it that Trump's gone? It's typically self-serving, so I'd like to hear the what that's all about. Stripe secured a $600 million in funding at a $95 billion valuation, becoming the second largest private fintech company behind Ant Group. The funding round was led by Ireland's National Treasury Management Agency and Allianz, Fidelity, Baillie Gifford, who on this channel we talk about quite a bit. They size up. They're more of a a big investment fund, but they move like a hedge fund occasionally. AXA and Sequoia. The company said the funding will be invested mainly in its European operations. Around 31 of the 42 countries Stripe operates in are in Europe, and the company is headquartered in Ireland. Congratulations to Stripe. You probably saw that on CNBC. So that's you're going to see on CNBC. Air travel jumps as vaccinations spur bookings and stocks surge. Who would have known, right? Airline stocks surged today as airlines saw an increase in bookings and remarked on the positive outlook for 2021 at the J.P. Morgan conference. The surge comes after the Transportation Security Administration screened more than 1 million passengers every day since Thursday, the longest stretch since the pandemic began. However, screening levels are 45% down compared to the same period in 2019. Well, of course they are, but they're growing. It's good to note. Japanese e-commerce company Rakuten is planning to raise $2.2 billion by selling equity to Walmart, Tencent, and Japan Post. I always miss this name. Rakuten's shares increased by 22% on the news announcement. So I know they're already doing business with Tencent for sure. So, all right, big one here. Toys R Us has been sold again, but they are planning a U.S. retail store comeback after parent company True Kids Inc. was bought by WHP Global. The deal comes less than 2 years after True Kids Inc. purchased a controlling stake in the toy retailer in a liquidation sale. Pretty cool to know. Hey, I do want to jump back here. I don't know if I have got it up here yet. I don't. But I'll get to it. Something really cool. All right, LG Energy Solutions to invest $4.5 billion in U.S. battery production to meet the growing electric vehicle demand. The investment, which will occur over 4 years, will include building at least 2 new plants and creating 4,000 jobs. Denise Gray, president of the company at Michigan unit, said the investment will grow U.S. battery production capacity by an extra 70 gigawatts. The company will choose plant locations in the first half of 2021, and according to Gray, their constructions will create 6,000 indirect jobs. Of course, she's throwing that out there because they want incentives. You got it. All right, next up. Here we go. We backlog of migrant children in the Border Patrol custody source 4,200. This is really not stock related, but it is becoming a real issue. This is an issue under Trump, and now it's an issue again under Mr. Biden, President Biden. As of yesterday, the number of accompanied migrant children being held in short-term facilities by the U.S. Border Patrol exceeded 4,200, 31% increase from last week, and the most of which has ever been held longer than 72 hours. Ever been held. So it's not good. What our President Biden's going to do about that. Next up, of course, Elon is always in the news. So in an SEC filing, he put this in there. Made by Tesla. Elon Musk was given a title of Technocracy of Tesla. And as Tesla CFO, Zach Kirkhorn was given the title of Master of Coin. The filing added that they will continue to maintain their respective positions as CEO and CFO, respectively. Must be nice to just be toying with the SEC. Okay, this is not good right here because we need all the semiconductors we can get. NXP could lose $100 million due to the weather shutdowns of the Austin plants. NXP Semiconductors could lose that much due to the winter storms that shut down its chip-making plants in Austin, Texas. They're headquartered in Netherlands, but have a large presence in Austin. The next one is even cooler. If you didn't see it, I'm not sure if Adobe's up today, but Adobe unveils Photoshop for Apple Silicon and super resolution for ACR. So let's talk about that for a second. Adobe added a new Photoshop feature called Super Resolution, which uses AI to up a photo's pixel count by 4x. So without doing anything else, it can zoom in 4x to a pixel. It's very, very cool. It's a good article to read. It's on Petapixel. It goes all into it. It's really, really neat. I don't know if I've got anything on Lord's. All right. Bids poured into EV companies, but much more will be needed before auto industry changes, right? So here's the thing. If you saw on Friday, Lordstown Motors accused, they've been accused by Hindenburg Research of faking EV truck pre-orders by the short seller firm Hindenburg Research. I thought I had that. Yeah, right here. Hindenburg disputes that the company has booked 100,000 pre-orders for its electric pickup truck, a stat shared by Lordstown Motors in January. The short seller says that the extensive research reveals that the company's orders appear largely fictitious and used as a prop to raise capital and confer legitimacy. The firm goes further and alleges that Lordstown founder and CEO Steve Burns paid consultants for every truck pre-order as early as 2016 while he was leading Workhorse. Now that is a bombshell. Pretty cool looking truck, actually. So interesting though. But this is the stat I wanted to. I didn't click on this because it'll kick me out of Market Watch. But check this out: Americans ready to pour $40 billion into the Bitcoin, and I've heard as much as $50 billion into stocks. So that's what you get when the money printer go burr. You know what I'm saying? Finally, we're getting close to ink. I'm trying to do this under 10 minutes. I'm not going to make it, but here's a cool thing. Here's where sports betting is legal in the 19 states set to vote on it this year. All right. The 19 states include New York and Texas. If every state votes yes, that would more than double the amount of states that have legalized online gambling. Texas and New York are the biggest potential prizes for companies like DraftKings and FanDuel. And I'm all for it. You know, you can see the ones in light blue are considering. And in the gray, not yet. So Florida is not yet, which I can't believe that one. I hope Texas does it. I really do. All right. Don't have this, so you'll just have to trust me. So on Wall Street Bets, meme stocks, I've been on there for a couple of years now. I didn't read it as much as I do now because they're just some whacked out, crazy nonsense sometimes, but sometimes there's some serious talk too. But there's some companies being backed by Wall Street Bets and other retail traders. While GameStop and AMC are the largest meme stocks, there is a growing trend of investing in the same stocks as Cathie Wood. And she's known on there as Aunt Kathy. This is great. I like Kathy. I think she's great. She's not only a good person, but probably going to be one of the top goats when she finishes her career. I believe she is between 60 and 65 years of age, so she's got a couple more years left in her, and she's very, very good. Her team is, I like the way she puts together her team. One is because they're not from Wall Street, right? They are specific to that industry, and she plucks them out of it to come work for her. Over the weekend, the most common stocks referenced on Wall Street Bets, here we go, were GameStop, which Kelly didn't have, but NEO, AMD, Apple, Tesla, Roblox, AMC. She doesn't have AMC. There's a Renaissance IPO ETF. She doesn't have that one. I don't think. I know. I think she's. I'm not sure if she has rocket companies, but I know she has this last one, Palantir. So she's huge into most of those. Also, cryptocurrency exchange FTX in talks to purchase naming rights to the Miami Heat Stadium. Good for Bitcoin. Earnings this week. Thought you might want to know this. The week ahead is Lennar's on Wednesday, Accenture's on Thursday, FedEx is on Thursday, and Nike is on Thursday. And that will do it for us today. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I know this is quick bites and quick hits. I try to give you the stuff that mainstream media most of the time doesn't cover. We're sponsored by StockTrade.tips. They have one goal to help you profit off the insider knowledge of the hedge funds. So with that said, I hope that we've made this fun. I hope we're around 12 minutes or below. One of these days I will get it under 10, but there's some cool things going on. Markets are up, and they seem to be marching up due to the stimmy. So with that being said, guys, cheers. Watch your six. Go hard in the paint. We'll see you next time. Thanks.